Eternians, how have you been lately? Some of your recurring questions were answered at this AMA with our dear Koji-san. Here we have a video of the AMA with the most relevant answered questions. The first question was, how was Etherland born? Etherland was born out of the idea of NFT games. We were tired of scams, so we wanted to do something transparent and good. Our objective, apart from the economic side, is to get to be a fully developed game. We also use the lore to give the game identity and life in the long term. The second question was, what does Phase 1 consist of? It consists of the scattering of ether fragments that are all over the earth due to a meteorite. We have the role of investigators, and our mission is to collect ether by going on expeditions in the deposits. A map and compasses have to be attached to the field, and the expedition begins. This can be blocked by a mount, which then should be cleaned using a pick, and at the end, when the expedition is complete, the fragments can be claimed. According to the rarity of the deposits, we will be able to do a number of expeditions and collect ether from different rarities. Next question. What are the Etherland investment methods? The first path is based on the fact that when having a deposit, you will have to buy consumables such as maps, picks, and compasses. Therefore, to continue going on expeditions, you will always have to have some frags for future purchase in your account. All this reinvestment helps the token price to stay stable and achieve a healthy economy. Most of the expedition expenses are on temporary maps, so whoever wants something for the long term has to make a bigger investment. By choosing this option, you can keep more rewards from the expeditions and don't make a constant expense. The fourth question was, will penalties always exist? For the game to be sustainable in the future, it is necessary to penalize. In this case, those who don't pay enough attention to their game are penalized. This is why, if you don't add the compasses in 24 hours, the expedition is lost. In the same way, if one doesn't remove their mounts, the expedition is delayed. The next question was, is it possible to create a potion to remove the mounts? This option is not intended for a newer update. However, we are looking at the possibility of creating an automatic option that removes the mounts. This option would belong to a paid version. Next question. How do the paths work at the beginning of each expedition? The paths are random. We cannot let you see the paths before choosing them, since you would select the one that gives you the most profit. In addition, they are necessary for the economy because they help us to make the reward of people different. Next question. How do you apply the probabilities? We generate a random number of the hash of our server and the hash of our user's browser. Based on this, a nonce is generated. This nonce combined with everything else generates a random number. No, we don't have an external agent to give us the random numbers, but if the community asks for it, we're open to implement it. Question number 8. Until what type of deposit it is worth buying permanent or temporary maps? This will depend on the capital you have to invest in the game. Where it is best to have permanent maps is in the most advanced expeditions, such as the Mythic, Legendary, and Epic, but they can also be used for lower expeditions. If you get a reward, most maps have a 30-day ROI. What it costs to buy a temporary map for 30 days is what a permanent map costs. Next question. Can you indicate at the deposit which expeditions are using permanent maps and which ones are using temporary maps? Yes, we will be adding that when activating an expedition, it warns you that you are activating the expedition with a permanent or temporary map. The next question was, why do players who have been in the game for longer pay more for less time to repair maps and deposits? We base on that when you enter the game, your purpose is to recover your investment as fast as possible. So at that point, you have already recovered your ROI, so you have to pay more for your repairs. Question number 11. Can I change my wallet? No, you can't. If changed, the portability of the wallet in the network would be lost. Next question was, can you see how many repairs a deposit has in the marketplace? At the moment, no, but in the next update it will have that information. Number 13. Can you put an option to stop an expedition in progress? It has not been taught yet, but we can analyze it. Next question. Have you thought that permanent maps can be raised in rarity just like the deposits? Not at the moment. We have to analyze that option. Next question. Is there any application for mobile devices? The first phase can be played only in a browser, but for the second phase, we plan to release something installable. Number 16. Do you plan to change the interface of the game? For now, we don't have a redesign in mind. Number 17. Could you remove that the game closes the account, and could you enable the Remember Password box? The password box will not be enabled. This is done for security. As it is saved in the browser, if a virus enters, it is easier for your cookies and game password to be stolen. As for the short time of account activity, mostly it's done to make bots more difficult to use. But what we could do is to create a button that allows you to extend your session for longer and more in the trusted browser. Next question was, could the frag be anchored to the price of the dollar? According to the technical and economic part, it is a little difficult to do. Something that we could bring out in the future is the possibility that within the game you can have another currency and you can exchange your frags for that currency. However, we are still studying that option. The question number 19 was, do you have plans to add any fundamentals to the game? Yes, the idea is to give the economy more stability every day with new updates in the first phase, and to show the progress and fundamentals of the second one. The first minigame to come out will be the roulette, in which you will use points to redeem potions that will help you improve the experience of your deposits, your investigator capability, and to choose a safe path. You can get rewards based on the volume of bets you have, and it will be possible to review the probabilities since we will use the M5 hash of our server so that the user can verify that there has been no cheating. The next question was, how are you planning to attract new investors? Offering game updates and fulfilling our roadmap. We can't lower our ROI as the game wouldn't be that sustainable. Question 21. Do you have capitalization plans outside of the income of the people? Yes, the association with companies is a future strategy. We are looking for companies that can sell their products in our game. We know someone from away, but we are waiting to grow more to contact them. Question 22 was, what about non-invasive advertising? Advertising will be implemented in the new update. It will be at the user choice. You can watch them or not. We cheer you up to watch them with the points that can be earned for the roulette. It is expected that there will be 7 advertisements for each account. However, they are limited by the IP address, so if more than 2 people play on the same computer, they won't get 7 ads each. Next question was, When does the aggressive marketing for other communities will start? In the beginning, we were very focused on the Spanish-speaking community, but now we are focusing more on the English and Chinese communities. Regarding Brazil, we are already talking to a great content creator. Indeed, if you search about Etherland, you will get a lot of information on YouTube and search engines. Question 24 was, how is the release of our tokens? The release of our tokens is for 3 years. The contract is an extension of the contract of Dragonarix. This is quite valid as we gave it the copyright for its MIT license. The token lock is for 3 years, which is divided between 5 contracts, the ones you can find on Telegram. Of these 8.9% that are seen in the white paper, we renounced the first 3 months of vesting, which were added in liquidity to PancakeSwap. The first one has already been added, so we are waiting for more tokens to be released since the vesting is a bit long. The private sale contract works the same way. In this case, the vesting is for 9 months. The next question was, what is the future of Etherland? Our goal is to develop a consistent game, so we're looking to make Etherland fragments more useful. For the second phase, the idea is to breed draggers with an item that is seen to be called fractal. This fractal will be made from the other fragments that are now being collected. In this way, we give more utility to Phase 1 from Phase 2. If someone starts playing in Phase 1, they will have to buy the fractals in the marketplace or go directly to Phase 1 and start from zero. Phase 2 will be out around the end of the second quarter of this year. The last question was, how will the game keep its users and attract new ones? We are going to give more fundamentals, implement minigames, and continue showing progress from Phase 2. By the end of this month, we should have the draggers designed, and by the next month, we should have them in 3D. For the first trimester, the idea is to make something visible, like the interfaces, the location of your items. That is a kind of beta and alpha. For the second trimester, we will be showing more samples of the functionality. For the Phase 3, Etherland is going to become an open-world MMORPG. For this phase, we consider taking 1 year or a year and a half. Finally, a spoiler was revealed during the AMA. I'll show you below. There are some designs of the draggers of Phase 2. They look good, right? Well, Eternians, those were all the questions. Don't forget to subscribe and keep up with the announcements of our networks. The next update comes with the top content creators, the roulette minigame, non-invasive advertising, and some details such as filters so that you can only see the deposits that have mounts or the expedition that need compasses, and also the theme of the maps. Between now and next week, you will have the new update with you. Till next time, Eternians, to the moon!